as you know by now, the search for those missing men on the Titanic exploring submersible called the Titan, it's over.
Yeah, sadly, the U.S. Coast Guard found a debris field off the coast of St. John's, Newfoundland. The debris found was consistent with a catastrophic implosion, killing all of them instantly.
There are the 5 people that decided to do this. We had a guest on yesterday, a robotics expert from up at Stevens Institute of Technology in New Jersey. Dr. Brendan Englot joins us again this morning. Thank you for coming back on with us. Now, some new information overnight says that the Navy, maybe the day this happened, heard an explosion. Have you heard that?
Yeah. I think the Navy has listening ability below the surface in place for defense purposes to listen for submarines and other, underwater phenomena. So it sounds like they picked up some sounds that were consistent with a very large event like this that would have released a lot of energy.
Now, do you believe the catastrophic implosion, the failure, occurred prior to the search? It took place prior to the search because the underwater listening devices didn't pick anything up after the search began?
Yeah, it sounds like this is likely what happened. It's kind of consistent with the timeline for when the surface lost communication with the vessel and consistent with when the Navy picked up this very large acoustic signature.
So what could have happened? It was just the pressure of the deep sea would make this thing implode, crush in on itself. Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, this vessel, was experimenting with new technology. The idea of using carbon fiber composites as the structural material for the main hull. It was made this voyage many times, going in and out, subjected to fatigue, getting banged around as it's removed and deployed back in the water. So it's kind of an untested technology for underwater exploration.
Because when you're that deep, I mean, there's no such thing as a small leak or a small crack. And you look at the design of this, even the window, people were questioning the size of the window as well. You have one little crack. That could lead to the implosion as well.
Yeah, it's kind of all or nothing. If you have any kind of breach in the hull, it could be catastrophic. And they try to collect warning signs of that as they're diving, but this may have just been an event that evolved instantaneously, and they were at too great a depth, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess in the overall picture, that's better than losing oxygen and dying of suffocation. But, and not to be too graphic, what would be left of any body or anything?
This would have just been an absolutely instantaneous event. The pressure imposed on everyone inside the vessel was so great. So it would have just been instantaneous.
And I know this is going to be with the consideration of the family as well. How likely do you think it will be with any recovery of the body or this craft?
I think it's a very risky endeavor, and we would probably be following the same kind of procedures we use for our own military service members, and at a depth this great, I think it would be just such a risk to try to search further and make those kind of recoveries.
I'm curious, does this change anything when it comes to sea exploration moving forward, the regulations, the standards when it comes to classifying these types of crafts?
Though a tragic event, this is probably going to bring a lot more visibility to this space, and there'll be more attention paid to regulation and certification of these kind of vessels. Almost every single one of these has been a experimental one-off, a unique one-of-a-kind vessel. So that's been one of the challenges.
Doctor, thank you.